Hello, missional community friends. Eric Robinson here. Last video I shared with you all was about the acronym B.L.E.S.S. B.L.E.S.S is a great way to evangelize our neighbors. So you begin with prayer, listen to your neighbors, eat with your neighbors, serve your neighbors, and then share your story with the neighbors. And there's three aspects of the story piece that I would like to go over: sharing your story, sharing the story, and sharing short stories or parables that can really resonate with them. And so in today's video, I really wanted to share just how do you share your story. And you can really think about your story in three parts. What was your life like before you encountered Jesus Christ in the Eucharist? What was it like when you encountered Jesus Christ in the Eucharist? And what has your life been like since you've encountered Jesus Christ in the Eucharist? So before, during, and after encountering Jesus Christ in the Eucharist, maybe for the first time. And you can also share this, like it may not be like just for the first time. It may be that week when you encounter Jesus Christ in the Eucharist at Mass, and you can share that story. But for an example, I'm going to share my story of how I encountered Jesus Christ in the Eucharist. So I might share this with my neighbor, or I might share before I actually became Catholic, I was Protestant, and I really loved the scriptures. I loved God, and actually my heart so deeply wanted to live out the gospel and live out the teachings of the church, or the teachings of the Bible, that I started being part of a house church community. I thought that was like the thing that was going to be Christianity. And many years ago, a friend of mine, Ethan, came to me and said, "Eric, I know your heart burns to be part of the early church, but I think I found it. It still exists." And he shared with me about the Catholic Church and how it was actually founded by Jesus Christ. And he left the church to the apostles, who then left the church's care to their successors, the bishops. And that church has been unbroken since the beginning when Jesus started it. And this blew my mind. I was like, what? And before really encountering Jesus Christ in the Eucharist in the Catholic Church, I did feel like my life was tossed to and fro by every wind of doctrine. Everyone in the Protestant world could kind of determine what they believed as they believed it. And so I didn't know what is the truth here? What do I ought to believe? And when I was in the process of becoming Catholic, I was refreshed to find solid teaching. And this is like what the early Christians, they actually believed this. And so when I finally encountered Jesus in the Eucharist, it was as if all the desires I had as a Protestant for a personal relationship with Jesus Christ were fulfilled and inflamed. I felt like, oh my goodness, this is the person, this Jesus whom I've been serving, whom I've been loving this whole time. I finally am encountering him in this real and deep and intimate way. And it was incredible. And that was 11 years ago. So my life since receiving Jesus for the first time in the Eucharist, it's been incredible. Not that I haven't had immense trials in my life, not that I haven't gone through a lot of trials, but also a lot of joys. But Jesus Christ, his real presence in the Eucharist, he is with me each and every day. And this is an incredible thing, that I can actually receive my Lord, my God, my Savior, each day if I want to at daily Mass in the Eucharist. And so that's a little bit how you can share your story. You think about when you first encountered Jesus in the Eucharist, what was your life like before that? I shared with you just now, it was kind of chaotic. It was kind of confusing to be in the world without Jesus in the Eucharist. And all the desires I had for a deep, intimate relationship with Christ, they didn't get fulfilled until I finally received Jesus in the Eucharist. But those desires, of course, are inflamed, because ultimately I won't be fully satisfied till I reach heaven, God willing, someday. And then I shared with you what was my encounter like with Jesus in the Eucharist. Well, I shared with you that it was this intimate union, this intimate friendship that was inflaming my desires for Jesus. And then my life since receiving Jesus in the Eucharist, he's been with me each and every step of the way, which is a consolation that's amazing. And so that's a little bit how you can share your story. So I would love for you to practice sharing your story. What would you share with your neighbor? And honestly, it depends on my neighbor. It depends on their situation and the conversation and what their curiosity is like. If they really want to hear my story, then I can share something like what I shared. or I might share aspects of it, or I might share it a different way. If they're not familiar with the term Eucharist, I probably won't say Eucharist. I might say Holy Communion if they know about communion. Or I might just refer to the Eucharist as Jesus, because maybe they've heard of Jesus, but they haven't heard of the Eucharist. And so we want to change our language and the way that we share our story based on the needs and what our neighbor needs. To know, to really receive the story and for that to have an impact on them. And so go forth, my friends, and share your story boldly and share it very well with your neighbors in a way that they can receive it and resonate with it, and that they too can have an encounter with Jesus Christ in the Eucharist. God bless.